Yo, what is up, guys? It's Trent or Slick here, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 CS2 skin investment traps that you should not fall into. Let's get into the video. Now, the first trap I would recommend you guys not fall into is the hyped skins from recent cases. As you guys can see from on screen, Anomaly is opening cases. I wouldn't recommend anybody buys and opens these cases expecting to make a profit because of influencers, pro players, stuff like that. They usually use the skins from these cases. Like, I wouldn't buy any of the skins because they're usually too new, so they're going to be high supply and tons are being unboxed at that point. So there's really no long-term scarcity, and they're going to be going down in price and trending down ever since. Usually, I would wait around 6 to 12 months after the release because the early hype is often usually the peak price. So again, I would not open these cases, the new cases, or try and buy any of the skins from the recent cases, just because they're going to always go down in price. They're always going to trend downward, especially after, like I said, 6 to 12 months. That would be the time that I would buy after that. After that time frame, that would be the perfect time to buy, but I would usually avoid buying skins from the newer recent cases. Let's get on to the next trap you should not fall into. The next trap I would recommend avoiding is buying low tier budget knife skins expecting a profit, mainly because of it is a knife. Some people think it will always go up eventually. We're at a very high point, where we were at a very high point where everything was peaked. It's going to be all downhill from here. I wouldn't really do it. There's such an oversupply of stuff like the Safari Mesh Shadow Daggers and stuff like gut knives because of how unrare, if you will, they are compared to other knives like the butterfly knives and stuff like that. That there's really no value in them. So like they're really not really desired. Also, they're such a like they're very low on the like desirable, if you will, tree. People don't really care about them. No one wants to equip them, mainly because of, again, people don't like the look of the shadow daggers. Everyone's always hating on the shadow daggers. I don't think they're that bad. I like them a little bit. Not a little bit. They wouldn't be in my top five. I wouldn't put them in my top five. That's what I mean. Even though they are cheap, anyone can buy them. They're just really not like a really good return on investment kind of knife. So you could buy it for cheap, and then honestly, you're probably always better off. You're not better off, but you're always probably going to sell it for even cheaper than what you buy it for. So you're always going to lose out on money. So I would really focus on desirable knives like karambits, butterfly, Doppler patterns, stuff like that. Honestly, Navahas I wouldn't buy either. Just really any skin that isn't on falchions. It really honestly it does really just come up to like what you prefer. So it can sell eventually, but you're really not going to make the money back that you think you would. So really low tier knives are slow movers. They don't sell fast. They're not desired. So I would recommend honestly just if you're going to invest and if you want to invest in a knife, I would recommend you save up that little extra money, get a little bit of a better knife that is desired on a different type of knife rather than shadow daggers. Let's get on to the next trap people fall into. The next trap I would avoid falling into is buying fades with poor fade percentages. Things below 80%, anything below, it's just going to sell poorly. People think, oh, it's a fade, it must be rare. It's really not. A lot of these fades are on the market. I have this MP7 fade. I think there's only about a 38.1% or something like that. This isn't going to sell for much. This is only probably about a $6 skin, not even, probably significantly less than that. But the trap really is that like it's lower tier fades tank the value, and the market's already hyper aware of floats and float percentages, and again, really anything like below 30 shit, not below 30, below, like I said, like 80, it's really going to sell really, really bad and sell for really low. High percentage like 95 above, honestly 85 and above, they'll sell for a lot more. And anything else you're holding, like anything below 30, anything below 80, honestly, I would just consider it dead weight and just sell it off and get rid of it for as fast as you can. It's really not worth it. It's not worth much. I would just get rid of it. But yeah, no, don't buy fades with poor fade percentages. Don't buy really any skin with a poor fade percentage unless it's a really good price. If you find a fade like this for about $1, that's a good price. You could flip it for $3, $4, but that's about it. Other than that, don't buy poor fades. Let's get on to the next trap people fall into. The next trap that people fall into is buying brand new collections, like the new drop collection is what I mean. Not like earlier when I said with like the fever cases. This time I'm talking about the drops, the weekly drops, the new weekly drops like the bull rail drop and stuff like that, or whatever they're called. If you want to buy those are really nice looking skins, like the wintergreen you saw in the beginning. I'll put it up on screen right now. But the drops like that, they are always getting dropped. They are going down and down and down each week because more and more and more people are unboxing them each week. I have 3 accounts with Prime on it that I grind specifically for weekly drops, and every single one of those weekly drops are just going to keep dropping in price, especially the rare ones like the wintergreen. They're going to keep dropping because there's more of them on the market going up each week. This is a very short section, mainly because this is really just, again, this is just, it all comes down to hype. These are just new collections that look really good, but they're going to keep going down in price because they keep getting dropped each week. Let's get on to the final bad investment of the video. The final bad investment will be a little bit of a controversial one. Maybe not actually, because this is really not that crazy of a take. It's mid-tier gloves with low desirability. Everybody loves gloves. Everyone wants a pair of gloves. Everyone wants a pair of gloves to match their knife. What people don't want is gloves that are ugly and gloves that are washed out. Examples being Third Company Commandos. I have Third Company Commandos. I honestly really love them, only because I love the red slit on them. You guys see them in my videos. You guys see a lot of gloves in my videos. I've owned multiple pairs. Or driving gloves, racing greens, or emerald gloves, stuff like that. Those gloves are ugly, people consider them. I like a lot of them because I love green, but they're really not good gloves. People don't really want them. They're not colorful. They're not really like a theme like the Vices or like Crimson Weaves or like they're just really not desired gloves. People think that because the gloves are expensive, again, they must go up, just like the knives. But we just saw a recent somewhat crash in the market. Skins are going down. Everything's on a downward trajectory. Many gloves have gone down a ton, probably about I've seen gloves go down like probably 10 to 15%, and they're only going to trend downwards, especially with it being further away from the last big update. You know, you think the major would have made these gloves and stuff like this really go shoot up, but they really didn't. It really didn't help too much, and it really didn't make it go up too much. So again, I think that's the worst, not the worst. This isn't really any particular order, but I think that is a bad investment if you want to invest in CS2 skins. Remember, guys, not all rarity equals profit. Before you invest, always ask who is going to buy this skin a year from now? If you can't even answer that to yourself, it's probably not worth it, to be honest with you. Remember to like the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you save money. Comment down below what skins you think are overrated investments, and just in general leave a comment. Say hi. I usually respond. I don't get a lot of comments on these videos. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and peace.